Have you heard? Kamala is back with some very big announcements. The first is an official announcement that no, she's not running for governor of California, which we already knew that, right? But here's the official statement from her Instagram. Pause to read. Now, one particular sentence in this stood out to me, and I know it stood out to a lot of you too. To those of us who've had this idea of councils swirling around, I'm going to read this to you. We must recognize that our politics, our government, and our institutions have too often failed the American people, culminating in this moment of crisis. As we look ahead, we must be willing to pursue change through new methods and fresh thinking, but not bound by the same playbook. This is very intriguing on its own, but then when you couple with the announcement she made next, that she's written a book. It's called 107 Days, and it's her reflections of things she learned and experienced while on the campaign trail last year. There's an official video she made on social media. I'm going to show you a clip here that really stood out to me.
In writing this book, one truth kept coming back to me. Sometimes the fight takes a while, but I remain full of hope, and I remain clear-eyed. I will never stop fighting to make our country reflect the very best of its ideals, always on behalf of the people.
Now, folks, all across the 4 a.m. Club and in Blue Lululand, very excited about this. And I know many people are doing the thing. They're looking for Easter eggs. They're mining this for data. You know me by now. I don't exactly do Easter eggs. I do a more grounded, big picture view, reading the energies of this. And I find that this approach helps us get out of that space of only looking for what we want to see, hearing what we want to hear, which is so tempting, so tempting. So in zooming out and getting the big picture, what stands out most to me about this is that the book is not the event. It really feels like the book and the process of marketing and promoting a book are leading up to something else. And this is both coming from the statement about new methodologies, not by the same playbook, and this book, and the statement she made that I just recorded. She's got something brewing. She does. But as she so very clearly stated in the statement, she's not pursuing public office right now. So that leaves us to wonder, what could it be? My money, my energetic read is it's something to do with legal pushback of an unjust administration. That jumped out to me right away, both with her background and with my research. I'm researching another video, you're gonna love it when it comes out, of everyone in the judicial branch of government and who are using judicial means to push back against this administration. So my money, my energy goes on that. Now, having said that, I know I'm about to get a ton of questions on, but what does this mean? Are we not going to get our Kamala? Was this all a big lie, a wild goose chase? Now, I do have a few responses to that. Number one being that whatever she's doing now doesn't rule out anything she will do in the future with regards to the contest, especially as new lawsuits and new things are moving forward about the truth of those numbers. Please check in with Election Truth Alliance with Smart Elections for all that news. What I have been told by Spirit, and what seems very obvious, again, reading the energy of her response, the campaign's response, and the official response, is that any news or any official motion on that score cannot come from her or her camp or the Democratic Party. And it is because of what happened in 2020. If they were to attempt any sort of action, make any sort of official moves on that score, can you imagine the mutiny, the pushback, the smear campaign, the vitriol that would come? So the red hat actions of 2020 and bucking Trump's actions in 2020 have almost tied the hands of Harris and the Democratic Party. They've limited this avenue by which they could pursue justice. And they know that because they're not dumb. They're smart. They're not going to pursue that because of both the optics and how the pushback would land. It would completely destroy their chances before they even got them moving. They know this. And as Spirit has also shown me repeatedly, and I've made videos about this going back to November, in addition to in some of my live What's Coming Next events, I've extrapolated on this. This is more than the two candidates. This is more than this race. This is about awakening on the home front to be the only way that we could bring unity. And it is about those powers behind the scenes, the big snowy country, others behind the scenes. We know who they are. We know what they're doing, that have been driving this right-wing machine, this fascist machine. All of these forces need to be rooted up. You cannot simply kick down the door and cut off the head of the Hydra. More will grow in its place. So this process takes time. And why should our queen not get her bag in the meantime? Why should she not be using her skills, her passion, her knowledge to be moving forward in ways that continue to serve, that continue to engage in the fight? Now, the final thing, but perhaps the biggest thing that I will say about this. We had that 4 a.m. club experience for a reason. Oh, I got chills on that. That experience is not something that we consciously created. That experience was mystical, otherworldly. It came to us. It happened to us. But that wasn't the end. What have we been receiving all along? What have you been receiving? What have your guides been showing you? Your dreams been telling you? Your intuitive hunches? What have other creatives who have psychic abilities and gifts been talking about? What have I been bringing through in my psychic sessions? Those who are truly intuitive, truly in mastery of their gift, we're not creating these things. These things are out there and they're coming to us, or we're tapping into the energy of them and we're reading them. There is something so much bigger than even what Kamala Harris understands. There's something so much bigger happening that we, the psychics and the awakened ones, are feeling, are tapped into, are receiving insights about. And you know, after my May preview event, where I had that incredible experience of channeling a speech that she will give, I frequently think about that and marvel. I marvel. And those of you who either attended live, bought the replay, or have seen, I put a clip of it on my YouTube. There is so much power, energy, raw emotion that came through that. I've never experienced anything like it. I burst into heaving sobs, shaking sobs. And I feel the chills now. The power, the energy, the truth that came through. And for this thing to have spontaneously burst through me, I did not create that. That came from somewhere very powerful beyond me. So whenever someone asks, yeah, but are we still going to get it? Or they say, what if this was all delusional? It was all hope core. It was all just us trying to cope. I don't see that and I don't feel that, because why did all of this happen for it to lead to nothing? Or just, why did all of it happen full stop? There could be any dozens of ways that we could have coped, or we could have joined together or found our way of healing and fought back. There are countless ways we could do this. Why did it come in this shape? With her as a central figure, why? There is something powerful and profound going on. And for the past 8 or 9 months, we all in the 4 a.m. club have been trying to figure that out. And we've gotten a lot of profound information, but I still feel like I'm on the edge of what I can't explain. I don't fully know. I can't fully understand it. Only that I do know that this came from the realms of the divine. We are not creating it through human means. And if it came from outside of us, from somewhere divine, we need to give ourselves the space to let it manifest, to let it come through. Now, I am hosting again my monthly preview event. It's going to be on Sunday, August 3rd, I believe. And I don't ever know what's going to come through. I can't predict. I can't control. I'm not creating it. I don't know what's going to come through. But I'm going to tune in and we're going to find out what Spirit wants to show us, because the energies are happening. Things are moving. Momentum is building. And now this. So, plot twist? Maybe, yes. But the game is afoot. The plan is still in motion. And I'm still along for this ride, and I hope you'll keep joining me.